Hello everybody and welcome to the Warframe Iron Man Challenge. A playthrough I'm going to be starting, but with a little twist. But what the heck is the Iron Man Challenge? Well, to be honest, depending on the game you play, it could really mean anything. So here are the rules that I'm going to be following for this series. Rule number 1 for this playthrough is going to be free to play. No matter what, I'm not going to be able to spend money, whether that's on Platinum or Prime Access. The second one is no trading. This series is going to be more about earning what's on the account. So if I want a new Warframe weapon, I'm going to have to acquire it and its parts on my own. The third and final rule I'm going to be trying to follow is solo play. For as long as I can, I'm going to try and keep everything I do a solo experience. Now, there are some things in the game that I can't do without a clan, but I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it. Anyways, that's enough preamble, let's get on with the video. To start my playthrough, I picked Volt. Excalibur was a close second, and nobody ever picks Mag.
Boom. Roasted.
After frying my way through the Grineer, I got to pick my first melee weapon, which to me is the most important slot in the game. I chose the Skana because the staffs just don't feel as satisfying to me. I then proceeded to slice through the rest of the mission until I had to choose my secondary. They always say don't bring a knife to a gunfight, so naturally I chose the Lado over the Kunai. It was shortly after this that we get to see Vor do the only cool thing he's ever done, which was blowing a hole in our ship. So naturally, we sat down and we talked it out. Or we beat him faster than you can say.
Hippopotamonstrosesquiptaliophobia.
Now that that was handled, we could move on to find our primary weapons, where I finally get to live out my fantasy of being half Lara Croft, half Space Ninja. We then boot up Ortis, miss way too many shots on that Grineer, and fly off into the sunset. Finally, now that the tutorial's over, never mind, we have to rebuild the ship, which means cranking out a few simple missions to obtain parts. And there's a mission to free our old friend Darvo. Side note here, if you haven't heard Ortis' dialogue from the start of the game in a while, I really recommend checking it out. He is a lot more sassy than I remember.
You can go straight to operator. I am sorry.
Finally, you acquire the resources needed to build an item and free yourself from Vor's Ascaris, ending this little rivalry once and for all. Nah, just kidding. He needs to die. So we set our sights back on Earth to hunt him down. I honestly forgot about this fight, and I can see why. It lasted a minute and doesn't really make you sweat. But with Vor dead, we can now rest easy and head to Venus. Or so I thought. Apparently somewhere in the 6 years since I last started a new playthrough, they made one of the requirements for Venus to help people on the plains of Eidolon. I never put much time into the open world of Warframe before, but with this playthrough, I want to try and get into it. Nah, seriously, I want to get so into fishing that if my Tenno had a Tinder, you know his first picture would be him holding a record-sized Merc Rifle. Unfortunately, fishing wasn't in my future. No, instead I had to help these two elderly people by killing more Grineer and picking up pieces of glass. Oh yay, I got one. If I sound a bit bitter towards this questline, yeah, it's because I am. I spent 15 minutes trying to find those first 3 pieces of glass. I considered quitting Warframe all over again. But with a little determination, I finally found the 3rd piece in an area that I swear I had already checked. You're kidding me. And that's pretty much it to the mission. You find a really cool transformer, get more broken glass, and you help this elderly woman move on from her dead husband to the guy I'm convinced participated in killing him.
No, I'm guessing he didn't tell you. He was with my uncle the day he disappeared.
Oh well. Now with elderly assistance done, we can access the junction. I was actually pretty excited to do this. I remember some of the junctions were a bit challenging back when I did the playthrough the first time, but you can pretty much walk through them as fast as the Vor fight. No, scratch that. You can actually get through them quite a bit faster than the Vor fight. All that was left to do now was to open the junction to Venus. This is where the game really starts to pick up for me. As a player from here on out, you're really left to your own devices, and of course it's where we can get our first new Warframe, Rhino. super excited to get him. He's one of my favorites, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the next episode. Hey, just wanted to pop in here and say thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry if the video is a bit short, it took a while to edit, but hopefully all my future episodes in this series will be a bit longer, and also contain a bit more thrilling gameplay. I was really just getting through the intro of Warframe, and so I think you can think of this more as an introductory episode. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, let me know what you think of the video, and yeah, have a good one.